Cell vs Goku is one of the best fights in Dragon Ball. Something notable about this fight in particular is Goku actually giving up. We rarely see this happen in the series, and at the time it gave you a clear idea of just how terrifying Cell was. We come to find out later that the only reason Goku even decided to fight Cell in general was to prepare Gohan. In fact, most of the saga Goku took a backseat while others had time to shine in the spotlight. As we know, Goku did more training with Gohan than he did alone or by himself, which over time fans begged the question, if Goku focused solely on training himself, could he have achieved Super Saiyan 2 first? Though it's a debatable topic, people went on to put Goku in Gohan's position against Cell as a Super Saiyan 2, and question if he would be able to win. That's what we'll be discussing here in this video today. But before we talk about Super Saiyan 2 Goku's power in comparison to Cell, we need to establish Super Saiyan Goku first. As we know, Super Saiyan 2 is twice as strong as Super Saiyan, since it's a 100 times multiplier of the base form. So after getting a good gauge of how strong Goku is in comparison to Cell, we can then ask ourselves if he would beat him if he was twice as strong. Korin estimates that Perfect Cell is still a bit stronger than Goku at 50% power. This raises an important question. Which version of Cell is Korin comparing Goku to? 1. The power Perfect Cell displayed when fighting Grade 3 Trunks. 2. The strength of Perfect Cell's buff form, which he emphasized brute force. Or 3. The hidden narrative concept of Cell's true power, which could even be greater. Based on the events leading up to Korin's statement, he would logically only be familiar with the power levels Perfect Cell demonstrated during his battle with Trunks. This would include both the normal form Cell used against Trunks and his power-weighted buff form. From this, we could either conclude that 100% Goku is either weaker than the power Cell displayed against Trunks or weaker than Cell's buffed up form. There's also evidence to suggest that the Perfect Cell Goku fights during the Cell games might not be any stronger than the one Trunks fought. For instance, when Perfect Cell commented on Grade 3 Trunks surpassing his power, he didn't specify which power level. He just simply said, "Your power surpasses mine," implying Trunks had even surpassed Cell's peak strength at that moment. However, a counter-argument arises when we consider how shocked the Z Fighters are at 50% of Goku's power. This could imply that Goku's power at 50% exceeds Grade 3 Trunks. Yet, Grade 3 is an inefficient transformation, relying on brute strength and at the cost of speed and stamina. So while Goku's power may not necessarily be higher, it might have left a greater impression due to its balance and effectiveness. There's also the possibility that Akira Toriyama was setting the stage for Cell to become stronger as the story progressed. After Goku sees Cell's power firsthand, he remarks, "There's no telling how strong he could become when he gets down to business." Trunks responds with, "Is he really that strong?" These statements could have been a narrative tool to give Toriyama the flexibility to increase Cell's power as needed for the plot. This interpretation gains weight when we consider that during the Cell games, Krillin says Goku has surpassed everyone after seeing Goku at full power, an observation left out of the anime adaptation, even in the filler-heavy Dragon Ball Z series. At the very least, 50% Goku must be closer to the power that the Z Fighters believe Cell was operating at. Whether the Z Fighters thought Cell could become significantly stronger is unclear. Trunks doesn't exclaim surprise at Goku's comment about Cell's potential. Instead, he responds with a neutral, "Is that so?" This subtle reaction could reflect his acceptance of Goku's evaluation rather than astonishment. Upon reviewing the anime and the manga, there doesn't appear to be any definitive statement during the Grade 3 Trunks battle or afterward confirming that Cell was concealing power against Trunks' strength. This makes it unlikely that 50% Goku is being compared to a vastly more powerful version of Cell. In the anime, understanding Trunks' reaction to Goku's analysis may depend on subtle annotations, with Trunks' response "I see" conveying a solemn acknowledgement of Goku's assessment of their odds against Cell. However, this acknowledgement doesn't equate to him explicitly stating that Cell possesses power beyond what he used against Trunks. To make such a claim, we would need a clear and direct statement such as, "I expect Cell can get much stronger than what he showed against you, Trunks." Without this, the assertion that Cell is hiding power surpassing Grade 3 Trunks is speculative at best. It's worth noting that Toriyama's writing style often involved crafting chapters within a few days short of submission. So it's possible that Cell's full power during the Cell games hadn't even been conceptualized at the time of these earlier scenes. Nevertheless, it's understandable why someone might interpret Goku's remark to mean Cell was holding back significantly in power. This makes it crucial to analyze such statements carefully to avoid translation misinterpretations. Personally, I lean more towards the interpretation that 50% Goku is stronger than Grade 3 Trunks, primarily because Goku implies that Cell has greater power than he's currently showing. It's important to remember that Cell can suppress his power. When standing in the Cell games arena, there's no reason to assume he's using the same power level he demonstrated against Trunks or Vegeta. In fact, given that Cell possesses the DNA traits of the Z Fighters, it's plausible to expect he's suppressing his power significantly when not actively fighting, just as often as they do. In conclusion, Goku's statements reflect his uncertainty about Cell's full power, rather than a definitive claim that Cell is stronger than the others believe. His estimation that his own 100% won't be enough to defeat Cell is based on their brief interaction. This will be important information as we go along with the versus battle. This will be important to keep in mind later on. So, to tie it all in, Goku at 50% of his power should be stronger than Grade 3 Trunks, which would put him around the level of the Cell that fought Grade 3 Trunks. However, even Goku at an estimated 100% from Korin would still lose to the Cell that's currently standing in the Cell games, which is also confirmed by Goku after he goes to see him. Surpassing Trunks here also doesn't just have to mean necessarily in power, but the fact that he could wield his power effectively. At the Cell games, Krillin remarks that 100% Goku has surpassed them all, with Vegeta and Trunks in amazement of Goku's power. This would confirm either way that Goku was stronger than Grade 3 Trunks, even if you didn't believe he was at 50%. This is the Goku that would get twice as strong and fight Cell in our scenario. Sometime after this, Goku gives up against him and reveals that Gohan was the key to winning all along. The reason he actually fought Cell in the first place was to give Gohan as much as an advantage as he could. It's also revealed that the gap between Goku and Gohan is rather massive, and that's without including Super Saiyan 2. Gohan blatantly says that he didn't believe Goku or Cell was using their full power, since he was comparing their power to his own. So a full power 100% Goku seemed like he was holding back when Gohan was comparing himself to it. That's just insane. When Gohan later powers up before fighting Cell, it's clear to everyone that he's above Goku at this point. Even Cell says that Goku wasn't entirely bluffing about what he said, obviously meaning that the part about Gohan being stronger than Goku was true. When Gohan becomes a Super Saiyan 2, with the Rage boost mind you, he easily destroys the Cell Juniors and outclasses the suppressed Cell that was fighting against him previously. Many people forget that Gohan was amped on top of his Super Saiyan 2 with the Rage boost, which is why he was so much stronger than Cell in the beginning. In the bid to hide his embarrassment, Cell finally shows off his full power to the Z Fighters, which catches everyone off guard. When Cell's powering up, Piccolo says it felt as though the entire universe was shaking, a statement that isn't made or anything close to when Gohan was becoming a Super Saiyan 2. This would suggest that full power Cell is stronger or around the strength of suppressed Super Saiyan 2 Gohan up to this point. We know Gohan was holding back until Cell revealed his full power, since he never really attacked him directly and just toyed with him. Cell also thinking that if he used his full power there would be somewhat of a difference also implies this. The Z Fighters seem to be impressed with Cell's full power as well, as if to say everything that was shown and sensed up till now was outmatched by what they were sensing by Cell. This suppressed Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, however, was what Goku sensed in the hyperbolic time chamber and thought would be the power that would bring Cell down for good. When it became known how strong Gohan really was, it came as a surprise to everyone. So because of this, I can say the initial suppressed Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would more than likely be stronger than Goku in Super Saiyan 2, since Goku should have a much weaker base form than Gohan, since Gohan is much stronger than him in Super Saiyan. So him being compared to the suppressed Gohan is honestly highballing. Now, you could feel like Goku is being lowballed here as a Super Saiyan 2 and he would be above this suppressed Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but I don't really agree. However, if we did grant him this and said that he would be able to beat Perfect Cell somehow, there's no way he would beat Super Perfect Cell, someone who was stated to have powered up like Gohan, which implies he was also Super Saiyan 2. Even if you don't believe this, however, saying he powered up like Gohan would at least imply he got somewhere around as strong, or something around that. So based off of the scaling, I would say Cell takes this one pretty easily. Though if Goku can somehow incorporate some kind of Kaioken into the mix, maybe he'll stand a chance. Though in my actual opinion, I think Super Saiyan 2 Goku would struggle against Perfect Cell. They'd either be around the same or Cell would have the edge, depending on how you scale it.